Hey everybody, today on the show we're discussing the futuristic film Race Against Time, starring Eric Roberts, Cary Elwes, and Sarah Winter.
Pardon me if you can. Movie reviews.
Set in the futuristic year of 2018, suicide has been legalized, meaning people can sell their organs for a price. Eric Roberts plays James Gabriel, a blue-collar construction worker with a sick son. When he runs out of options financially, he has to sell his organs to Life Corp, a company that pays big bucks. He gets $300,000, and in 1 year, they will claim his organs and end his life. So just a heads up, spoiler warning for this film. If you do want to see it, probably turn this off now because I am going to discuss it and the ending. The film was directed by Jeff Murphy, who also directed Under Siege 2 and Free Jack, which I've reviewed previously on this channel. There's a link to my Free Jack episode in the description of this video. So in the film, Gabriel's son gets Ralph virus, which is something that was previously eradicated by Life Corp. So immediately I smelled a rat, and this made the plot fall apart in my hands. Essentially, Life Corp targets people and forces them into joining this organ donor program, and then when their kids or loved ones die, what they tend to do is say they've disposed of the body, like they do in this film. They tell them the body's been destroyed. However, there's really no evidence that that person's ever died. And they haven't, of course. You smell a rat from the minute the doctors start talking. Life Corp is a major company, like Pepsi or, McDonald's. And so they go to a judge and they have them sign an early retrieval order, which means they can claim the organs now for Gabriel. The thing is, they go to his buddy's house to find him because he's wearing this tracker bracelet. And the buddy opens the door and they shoot him right away. So essentially the big plot hole here is that they've legalized murder. Even though somebody has agreed to suicide in a year and give you their organs, basically you can go around killing people if you want them earlier, which makes no sense. Sarah Winter's character, she's an Aussie. She's interesting. In this film she plays a bounty hunter. And initially she's trying to get him and claim the bounty, but when he saves her life from some other bounty hunters that are never seen again, she joins his side and just says, "Don't ask me why I'm doing this." Eric Roberts is not a strong actor, and in this film he basically has the same expression for the entire film. Cary Elwes is strong in a supporting role here, and says that everyone wants to cash in but nobody wants to pay. Here he's playing kind of a liquid metal Terminator type, which is unstoppable and very cool and casual in their approach, I suppose. Eric Roberts would have been happy reading the script because they talk about what a fantastic specimen he is. Physically, his blood, his organs, everything about him is amazing and off the charts. I thought that this was going to be my favourite line in the film.
One never knows what one will find when one is making his rounds. Does one?
But then, a few minutes later, they delivered this amazing line.
You want to blow my head off, right? I'm just going to sit here and make it easy on you. I'm going to count to 100. And when I get there, I'm going to blow your head off.
Who says they're going to count to 100? Oh. Basically what happens is he finishes counting and the guy has run away. It's stupid. The love interests here, Sarah Winter's character, Eric Roberts' character, zero chemistry between them, unfortunately. Also, the plot has major problems, continuity, it's amazing. At about an hour into the film, because they can no longer track him, they put up a picture of his son on the side of a building, and Eric Roberts' character says, "He's still alive, he must still be alive." It's not a moving video, it's just a picture of his son. That means nothing. But he jumps to that conclusion, which is correct. But it takes them an hour of the film to figure it out, I guess. Speaking of the buildings, they've made this city look as futuristic as they can. Now what's interesting about that is, they decided instead of getting buildings and then making them look more futuristic, the whole thing would be CGI. Which means that it looks like a video game in parts, and it's very distracting, and the CGI does not hold up. It looks cheap. There's a terrible CGI shot of a construction scene, where Gabriel jumps off and saves this rookie in a construction fall. It looks awful. Also, one of the major set pieces takes place in a fight on the top of elevators as they go up and down. And they're jumping from elevator to elevator, and the CGI looks very bad. This was a TNT TV movie, so you don't expect too much, I suppose. You might go in with nice Sharknado type expectations. The issue here is that Sharknado has a so bad it's good type feel, and this is just so bad. There's a ridiculous continuity error where a gun starts off 4 centimeters, 6 centimeters away from someone's head, and then is right up against their head in the next shot. They drive their car into a heavily fortified foyer, only to have the guards open the door, and they've somehow miraculously made it into an elevator, which made no sense. Also, none of the guards from the foyer follow them as they've teleported into the elevator. They are now invisible to them as well. Chris Sarandon is in the film, and he was also in The Princess Bride with Cary Elwes. He played Prince Humperdinck, and here he plays Anton, and it's kind of cool to see the reunion of the two characters, or the two actors rather, Cary Elwes and Chris Sarandon on screen together. Look, it's not an original concept for someone to sell their parts. There was a more recent film with Jude Law called Repo Men, had the same plot. In films that clone for parts, there was The Sixth Day, like the Arnold Schwarzenegger film, The Island, Ewan McGregor, Scarlett Johansson. You might want to watch a film like In Time with Justin Timberlake, where they're essentially running away from this faceless corporation. It's done much better than this. Or if you're looking for a story of a dad who will do anything to save his son, a much better film is John Q, starring Denzel Washington. Just a few recommendations. This wasn't very good. It was fairly cheaply made, and it is what it is, but I mean, it's not a great and entertaining piece, and you could probably spend an hour and a half much better ways.
Thanks for watching. If you like what you see, please hit the subscribe button. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Check out our podcast at www.podmeifyoucan.com.
Hey, here's a bit of bonus content, just because you stuck around. Here's a picture of me and Cary Elwes when I met him at the Supernova Comic Con convention in Melbourne.